Good morning, beloveds. Okay, still getting used to the new phone, so I'm never sure where the camera is. All right. Okay, I got up this. Okay, weather. It is what it is. It's February, right? If it is raining when I get up, I will simply go back to get bed, give myself another 30, 45 minutes of sleep. But today, it wasn't raining. So I got up and I got dressed and I was getting ready for all this stuff. And I'm ready to go for a walk. And I walk back out of my bedroom and it's raining. And I'm like, well, I'm dressed. And several weeks ago, I had asked my trainer to give me a rainy day workout because we had done a particularly difficult workout and it looked like it was going to rain really bad the next day. And one of the ways that you can help ward off some of the stiffness of working out is to exercise the next day. So that's what I do. I either go for a walk or run the next day after I weight lift. Well, it didn't rain that day, so I had needed to do it. And then finally, there was a day, and I just, so I ended up doing just the stretching portion. Well, today was the day, so I did the whole workout. The one problem that I had is I don't have anything in my house to do lean back squats. If my husband was here, I could have used him, but he wasn't, so oh well. I had to figure it out. So I just did regular old squats because I was like, fine, we'll just do squats. All right, today is February 25th. Our title is I Forgive Myself for All My Mistakes. And the psalm, we are on Psalm 34, line 8. Oh, taste and see the Lord is good. Blessed is the person that trusteth in God. All right. The Bible stresses the necessity of forgiveness. This key idea is necessary to a fully developed and well-balanced viewpoint. We cannot go ahead while looking backwards. Those who have offended us are merely symbols of our own inner mistakes. They bear witness to the times wherein we have failed to remember God in our fellow being. The truly spiritual person is never hurt by others, so there is no forgiveness necessary for them. Only those who are still on the pathway from matter to mind need to learn how to forgive. The true metaphysician has erased the possibility of seeing evil in their fellow being and has gone beyond the forgiveness into complete spiritual understanding. We can do this today. It may not be easy, it may not be quick, but it can be done if we see God and God's Christ in every person we see. This is the forward look. This is the upward reach. It lifts us up to the very hills of the Lord. My consciousness is governed and controlled by the law of mind. Through this law, I am able to destroy evil and establish all good. I now think deeply of all who have hurt, annoyed, or confused me. To them I say that I am sorry that I failed to see God in them and around them. I release freely from my mind all thought against any person. I behold each one in my world as the child of God, expressing the truth of life. I am forgiven, for I have forgiven my neighbor, and I have found God where I formerly believed error to exist. I praise and bless the good of all whom I know. Divine love in me reaches out and enfolds them in understanding and peace. I am now at peace with God and humanity. All right. Forgiveness work can be hard, and forgiveness work can be easy. Uh, I think it kind of depends on what you're expecting to get out of forgiveness work. Um, Now, the title is I Forgive Myself for All Mistakes. And forgiving yourself is a great place to start. He says it in here that we are on the pathway from matter to mind. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Therefore, we can make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, it is up to us to make amends and do better. I see it frequently where they say the best apology is changed behavior. Now, I am reluctant to give access to myself to somebody who continually says, I'm sorry. Here's why. They haven't changed their behavior. If it is the same mistake that they keep making, they have not changed their behavior. If they continue to make new mistakes, then the question becomes, what are they learning? Because ideally, the more you open yourself up to mind, the more you open up to the Christ consciousness, the fewer mistakes you will make. Now, notice I said fewer. I didn't say you'd stop making mistakes. You'd make fewer mistakes. So, like I said, if I've got somebody in my life who is constantly saying, I'm sorry, I am reluctant to give access. And you are welcome to do that too. You can see the God in them from a distance. All right? You do not have to continually give yourself access. That is not a spiritual thing to do. It is not a spiritual thing to do to put yourself in the way of harm. But the other thing he's talking about, which he's more on the lines of, is forgiving yourself. When people come into our lives and hurt us, they may be a reflection of something within us that needs to be healed. Not always. Don't take that on. That's a spiritual bypass. We didn't create that. We're people, and we're going to bump into each other. Eckhart Tolle talks about pain bodies and how our pain bodies are attracted to each other. And to some degree, that is so that we can heal them. Sometimes we just meet people that are in pain, and it has nothing to do with us. In fact, frequently we meet people who are in pain, and it has nothing to do with us. But if we react badly to their pain, that indicates something within us that needs to be healed. So what can we go back in and forgive ourselves for? All right. So, like I said, forgiveness work it's not always easy. It doesn't have to be hard, but it's not always easy. I'm not an expert in forgiveness work. It's something I work on. So, okay. Title is I Forgive Myself for All My Mistakes. The quote, I don't know what to do with the quote. It's a psalm. Psalm 34:8. Go read Psalm 34. Oh, taste and see the Lord is good. Blessed is the person that trusteth in God. All right. So, the Bible stresses the necessity of forgiveness. I mean, if you have a concordance for the Bible, look it up. See how many times forgiveness is mentioned in the Bible. This key idea is necessary to a fully developed and well-balanced viewpoint. Okay, I agree with that. If you are incapable of forgiving yourself or anybody else, your life is going to be interesting, and not necessarily in a good way. We cannot go ahead while looking backwards. Those who have offended us are merely symbols of our own inner mistakes. Okay, not everybody, but when somebody upsets you, you could do yourself the favor of looking at what they did that upsets you. Because frequently, things that upset us in other people are things that we don't like about ourselves. Okay? I mean, basic psychology. And sometimes people just behave badly. So, and I think it's if we get offended, if we recognize bad behavior and go, yeah, that's not appropriate, but we don't get offended about it, then we're coming from a much healthier place. Whereas when we see bad behavior and we get all upset about it, that's where the healing work needs to be done, if that makes sense. They bear witness to the times wherein we have failed to remember God in our fellow beings. When people are behaving badly and we fail to see them as beloved children of God, we're condemning them. I think that's what he's saying there. The truly spiritual person is never hurt by others. It doesn't mean that inappropriate behavior doesn't happen. What he means by that is that we understand. We understand why it happened. Does it mean we're going to put ourselves in the position to have it happen again? No. But we see that beloved child of God. We see that beloved child of God in pain. And we go, all right, I see why this is happening. Is there a way that I can help? If there is, great, then I can help. And if there isn't, then what I can do is see them as a beloved child of God and not escalate the situation. So there is no forgiveness necessary for them, okay? Only those who are still on the pathway from matter to mind need to learn how to forgive. I mean, Emma Curtis Hopkins, maybe. The true metaphysician has erased the possibility of seeing evil in their fellow being. Okay, erase the possibility of seeing evil. I think there, because what we see is evil is what we say in Science of Mind is evil is the misuse of power. So we are not seeing a power outside of God in this person. We are not seeing them as being run by a power that is great as, but the opposite of God. What we are seeing is a beloved child of God who is misusing their power. And that, I believe, is what he means by not seeing evil. We're not, I'm going to use the word demonizing the person. We are recognizing that they are a child of God who's in pain and misusing their inherent power. And has gone beyond forgiveness into complete spiritual understanding. There it is. We can do this today. It may not be easy, and it may not be quick, but it can be done if we see God and God's Christ in every person that we see. All right? And that's the challenge, to see God and the Christ nature in every person that we see, every living being. This is the forward look. This is the upward reach. It lifts us up. It lifts us to the very hills of the Lord. All right, so my consciousness is governed and controlled by the law of mind. Through this law, I am able to destroy evil and establish all good, because I recognize that evil is not a power in and of itself, that it is a misuse of power, and that every living being around me is a child of God, even when they are behaving inappropriately. So I pray that they come to know who they are, that they are a beloved child of God. I work on myself. I treat myself to know that they are a beloved child of God, even when they are behaving inappropriately. I'm not mentioning Ukraine for that very reason, because this is a whole lot of people who have forgotten who they are. All right? Yes, I am praying for Ukraine. I am praying for the safety of all concerned, and that they remember who they are. I'm praying for the highest and best. What else can I do? Because there are never any winners in war. Ever. All right. I now think deeply of all who have hurt, annoyed, or confused me. To them I say, I am sorry that I failed to see God in them and around them. I release freely from my mind all thought against any person. There's your challenge. I behold each one in my world as the child of God expressing the truth of life. I am forgiven, for I have forgiven my neighbor, and I have found God where I formerly believed error to exist. As that old meme said, God don't make no junk. I praise and bless the good of all whom I know. Divine love in me reaches out and enfolds them in understanding and peace. I am now at peace with God and humanity. All right, mission today, should we choose to... There's a strange sound coming out of my living room. It's cats. I know it's cats. I just a little concerned what that sound is. It sounds like tearing up a paper, which may not be as bad as I think it is. Okay, I got distracted. Mission today, should we choose to accept it? The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to behold each person in our world as the child of God expressing the truth of life. Look in the eyes of everyone you meet and see God looking back at you. Know that they are a loved child of God, even when they're behaving inappropriately. God doesn't judge because there's nothing outside of God. We live in the illusion of separation. We judge. And frankly, most of the time, judging hurts us just as much as it does the other person, if not more. So remember, even when they are behaving inappropriately, they are children of God too. And we are free not to give them access to ourselves when they are behaving inappropriately. All right. So then I'm also going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. And I'm going to say this because my suggestions for this spiritual practice are 3 deep breaths, drink a cup of tea, go take a nap, go take a walk, whatever that is. I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to hedge it on. Turn off the news. Okay? Turn off the news. But I don't mean turn it completely off. I just read a thing from Tracy Brown, and I have to go figure out what website she's got it posted on so that I can share it. She's not completely given up watching the news, and the reason being is because the news tells her what the world's prayer requests are. So I'm not asking, as a spiritual practice of kindness, compassion, and love for yourself, I'm not asking you to turn the news off completely. What I'm asking you to do is, in that time when you need to be loving, kind, and compassionate with yourself, turn it off for the moment. All right? Because as she says, the news will tell us what the world's prayer requests are. And that is our job. Our job is to pray. And our job is to pray for the entire world. So, loving, kind, compassion, you deserve it. You are a beloved child of God. You deserve your own love and kind and compassion. I'm also encouraging you to create a habit, a default setting, a first response, so that no matter what happens, you can respond with love, with kindness, and with compassion, especially with yourself. All right? As always, I do encourage you to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you today. I do encourage you to get some bright light first thing in the morning. We're not supposed to see the sun until Sunday, so yeah, I'm relying on artificial bright light, but hey, it works, right? Drink plenty of water. Whatever else you do, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around us, all the time. It is up to us to look for it. And as Emma says, look for the good and praise it, because when we look, we find it. When we find it, it multiplies. It's magic the way it happens. All right, beloveds. I don't know what's going on. Oh, no, I do. We have a food market tomorrow. If you want to help out with that, we are at the Oak Ridge High School 9th grade campus. We will meet at 11. The market is from 12 to 2, and then cleanup is by 3. Dress warmly if you want to come out and help, because it could rain and be cold all day. So, but we are there to support the Montgomery County Food Bank, and because they help us do this. So, you know, it's a fantastic way to give back to our community. Email info@creativelife.org if you want more information about that or anything else we've got going on, because we got all kinds of cool things. And if you need us on the social medias, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. We do have a YouTube. You want to go see some fantastic stuff, you need a little inspiration, click on the Soul Sessions playlist. All right? That is an amazing one. And I am the Running Rev Ryan on all of the social medias that I'm on. So have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a stay bundled up and stay warm day, wear fuzzy gloves day. Um, curl up with a good book day. I mean, I gotta go to work, but drink something nice and warm today. All right, beloveds, have a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day because you are enough just as you are. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Oh, I don't know what time I'm going to do this tomorrow. This could be a challenge. I should probably be able to do it before my appointment. So it'll be from my car. It'll be great. It'll be great. Jesse one day said I was driving. I'm not driving. I'm parked when I do this. I can't drive and do this. I get to talk with my hands. So, all right. I will get this done tomorrow. It just may be from a different place. And if I'm a little off on timing, you know why, because I got a lot to do tomorrow, including the food market. So take care of yourself. Know that you're loved, and I will see you next time.